Nnenna Nwakanma, representative of civil society and contributor of the Open Source Foundation of Africa.
Oh la la. Right. Your Excellencies, colleagues, present and remote, ladies and gentlemen, bon dia. My name is Nnenna, and I come from the internet. I also come from a diverse civil society teams and networks, one of which is the team that works with the World Wide Web Foundation. At the Web Foundation, we are engaged in the Alliance for Affordable Internet. We're engaged in the Web We Want campaign, the Web Index, and open data initiatives. One thing I do for a living is to establish the open web as a global public good and the basic right, ensuring that everyone can access and use it freely. That's what I do. I also belong to the Best Bit Civil Society platform, the Internet Governance Caucus for the past 12 years, and the Africa Internet Governance Forum. So for me, NETmundial, in convening us to take a critical look at the principles and roadmap for the future of the Internet governance, avails me with an opportunity to raise three key issues. The first issue is access. As much as 2/3 of the world's population is not yet connected to the Internet. The penetration rates in developed countries average around 31%, but in Africa, where I come from, we are about 16%. In the world's 49 least developed countries, over 90% of the population are still not online. We have 1 billion people living with disability, and 80% of these live in the developing countries. Each one of these deserve access. Access to information, access to libraries, access to knowledge, and access to affordable internet. My second issue is social and economic justice. The internet is fast becoming the dominant means of wealth creation. So the right to development, I think, should include social justice. For me, it is not enough to do a superficial capacity building just for a few persons. I'm looking forward to a mechanism that allows the highest number of persons to be included, the largest number of voices to be heard, the widest extent of access to innovation, and the deepest creativity for the human minds to flourish. For this, I think we need to start considering the internet as public commons. My third issue is human rights and freedom. Now, I will invite you to listen through my voice to someone that I greatly respect. This person is a she. She was speaking at the United Nations General Assembly in New York on the 25th of September last year. Do you want to hear what she said? She said, "I cannot but defend in an uncompromising fashion the right to privacy of individuals. In the absence of the right to privacy, there can be no true freedom of expression and opinion, and there is no effective democracy." And that was Dilma Rousseff. Okay, thank you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, in looking forward towards a roadmap, I also need to raise three key issues. My first issue is participation. When we started, we kicked off with the basic understanding that all stakeholders have a place, a role, a contribution. But as we've moved further down the line, the idea of multi-stakeholder engagement is getting muddled, and it's losing a bit of its meaning. So I would request that we go back to the drawing board and we'll revisit it And if it needs to upgrade, please, let's do that. Because we need to engage all stakeholders at the global, regional, and national levels. We need to establish respect and value for all contributions coming from all stakeholders. And we need meaningful participation from individuals coming from developing countries and underrepresented groups. My second issue is resources. How do we ensure that resources are mobilized and maintained for a viable internet governance mechanism? The question is not just at the global level, it's at continental, regional, and even national levels. Whose resources are we going to commit? My first thought is that the internet should be able to provide resources for its own governance. Maybe part of the domain name fees should be reinvested in this area. Now, my third issue is change. NETmundial is offering us a great opportunity for change. Change from one stakeholder hijacking the process to an open and inclusive process. Change from one official issuing orders to collaboration. Change from just reports to real transparency. Change from power to accountability. Change from monologues to dialogues and debates. Change from the rhetoric of cyber war to the notion of internet for peace. Change from cyber threats to digital solidarity. And I do believe that all of these principles will also guide us in IANA transition. Ladies and gentlemen, if there is one message I must leave with you today, it is the message of trust. We are in Brazil because we trust the person of Dilma Rousseff. We are here because we trust the NETmundial process. We trust the multi-stakeholder approach of Brazil in its own IGF. And we have followed the story of Marco Seville, and I want to say congratulations to all Brazilians on this. Hang on. The trust that we have in Brazil is needed at all levels. But this trust is being destroyed by the collection, processing, and interception of our communications. Yes. Surveillance undermines internet security and our trust in all personal, business, and diplomatic communications. That's why we say no. The web we can trust, that is the web we want. The web that contributes to peace, that is the web we want. The web that is open and inclusive, that is the web we want. The web of opportunities and social justice, that is why I am here. Ladies and gentlemen, NETmundial, I think, is the World Cup of internet governance. We need robust stadium that can hold us. That is infrastructure. We need to enjoy the game. That is participation. We should not discriminate. That is net neutrality. Everybody is free to support their team. I support Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and Nigeria. That is freedom. I support Brazil as long as they are not playing against Africa. Anyway. We need to be able to wear our costumes as fans, and that is diversity. And most importantly, we need to know the rules of the game and play by it. That, for me, is transparency. So it's not going to be about power and control for governments. It's not going to be just interest for the industry. It's not going to be names and numbers for technical community. It's not going to be for or against for us civil society. I think that we need humility. The humility to listen to diverse voices is essential for an authentic dialogue. Let us talk to each other and not at each other. Because sometimes we can be so drowned in our own voices that we do not hear the other stakeholders. Just before I sit down, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is Girls in ICT Day. So I'm going to speak to ladies. Girls, it is up to us to seize the opportunity that the internet has given us. Let's seize it and let's rock the world. Let us get women online. Let us get us online. And this, I want to say, special tribute to all the girls in my Web Foundation team. Alexandra Groom is here, Renata Avila, Sonia George, Angela Maizia, and not just them alone. There are girls across the world who work on the internet every day. Deborah Brown is in the US. Marianne Franklin is in Europe. Anya Kovacs is in India. Valeria Betancourt is in Latin America here. And Red Easter Hussein is in Africa. Joy Lidicott is in New Zealand. And Salanieta is somewhere in the islands of Fiji. Great women who do this work. And even here in Brazil, we have great ladies. One is Joana Varun, and the other one is called Carolina Rossini. But come on, it's not just about women. There are guys, men who work every day, who put in their energy, who put in their life, who put in all they have, put in their expertise so that we can have a global, true, open, and resilient internet. And to all of us who work, to all of us who love the internet, to all of us who are here for it, and to someone called Edward Snowden, thank you.